Headless Halloween. This book, well, is dark. In fact, I'd say this is one of the darkest Goosebumps books out there. I really mean that. So what's the plot? So basically you have this boy named Brandon, and all he does is scare people. Like, he loves to scare people 24/7. He scares his sister Maya, scares his cousin Vinny. No, it has nothing to do with the Joe Pesci movie. Yep. And he loves to scare pretty much any little kid he meets, including two twins he babysits. Yep. Oh, one day, and it's getting close to Halloween, one day he pulls a mean prank on his cousin. That gets him in trouble with his teacher, Mr. Benson. Yep, and as revenge, Brandon decides, along with his friend Cal, that he's going to vandalize Mr. Benson's house on Halloween night. Yep. So Halloween night comes, and well, he's made to. Well, he's forced to trick or treat. Well, he's forced to take his sister and her friends along with his cousin trick or treating. Like, his mom forces him to take them. Yep. So he and Cal plan to ditch them. Like, he ditches his sister and her friends, and he ditches his cousin Vinny at a supposed haunted house, which later it turns out is actually haunted. Yep. So they steal candy from trick-or-treaters. Yep. Just all around doing cruel, mean stuff. Yep. And they go to Mr. Benson's house, and they trash it and vandalize it completely. Yep. And well, Mr. Benson's guard dogs show up, and Brandon leaves Cal behind. Yep. And he jumps over a ravine by his house. Brandon, yep, and he falls in. Yep. And then he emerges on the other side of the ravine, Brandon. Yep, and then he finds himself in a strange neighborhood. Yep. There he meets another boy named Norband, Norband, but goes by Norb, and he goes to this Halloween party with him. And let's just say Brandon gets a taste of his own medicine at the party. Yep, and it's revealed Brandon is actually dead. Yep, and in order to return back to being a living boy, like, the ghost kids tell him that he has to do 3 good deeds. Yep. So he returns back to his body. Brandon, he goes around trying to he saves his sister and her friends. And then he eventually finds his cousin Vinny in the haunted house. Yep, and as I said earlier, the house is actually haunted. Yep. He does 3 good deeds, and turns out the ghosts, they were just playing a prank on Brandon. Yep, and Brandon is now dead. Oh, right, he saves Cal earlier too. And Brandon's like, hey, it's still Halloween. Might as well scare some more trick or treaters. Yep, and that's essentially Headless Halloween. So the positives. As I said, this book is very dark. It's definitely one of the darkest Goosebumps books out there, I'd say. And the atmosphere, especially the Halloween atmosphere, is really spooky and eerie. Yep. Yep. And another positive, the Tim Jacobus cover of the like headless boy like holding a ugly green mask in a pumpkin patch is really quite an eye catcher, I'd say. Yep. And now we get into the negatives. The neg I only have like one negative with the book, and that's got to be the protagonist, Brandon. Brandon is very, very unlikable. Yep, and like, that, like you could tell by the stuff he does, he's just not a good kid at all. Yep, and you have very little sympathy for him, especially when bad things start happening to him at, like for example, at the Halloween party he goes to. He's just all around a mean, bad kid. And he's perfectly fine with vandalizing a teacher's house. Yep. You have a protagonist that's a bully, essentially. Yeah. Overall, Headless Halloween does have its flaws, but overall, I did enjoy reading it. And it's a fun Halloween story, especially if you're something dark to read around Halloween. This is a book I'd say check out. So, anyways, thanks for watching and subscribe.